Tower Gymnasium, where tonight the Senators hope to continue their winning ways as the Springs Valley Blackhawks come to town. The Hawks are sitting at an excruciating 1-11 on the season, and they have dropped their last 5 outings. Meanwhile, the Senators are absolutely red hot, and they have won 7 in a row. So tonight it's a PLAC showdown between 2 longtime conference foes, and your countdown to the tip starts now. Hello again, everyone. I'm Misty Jones, and joining me in just a moment for tonight's broadcast of Senator Basketball on Salem's 1220 will be my sidekick and my broadcast partner, Senator Football's own Mark Gibson. Well, for Coach Sullivan and his ball club, Wednesday night's thrilling overtime win over the Lions was a picture-perfect ending, like a script straight out of Hollywood. With just 2.6 seconds left on the clock, it was Parker Green with a long inbounds pass on the near sideline to half court to one Harrison Sanford, who was able to turn in traffic and deliver a pass in the deep left corner to Nash Huff. And from there, it was a dagger in the heart of the fans in black and gold, as one of his patented high-arcing three-point shots was able to soak the bottom of the net as time expired, and the Senators won a thriller 48 to 47 in overtime here on Wednesday night, leaving fans knowing that they had definitely got their money's worth. As the Senators now, though, try to refocus. Sometimes, you look at a team and you look at their record and you look at this Valley team coming in. Valley's 1-11 on the year, and sometimes for kids it's hard to put that kind of thing in perspective. Coach, 1-11 record. Maybe you think it's going to be easy street for a team, that is playing well, at least, like the Senators, against a team that's struggling. But as a coach, how do you kind of hit the reset button and get the kids refocused after a big win, knowing this team's struggling as well?
Well, that's always tough as a coach to, you're always worried about overlooking a team. So, it's just, there's 2 things you can do. When a coach sees that maybe you're not playing as well as you should, and you're thinking maybe we're overlooking a team, like I said, 1-11, there's 2 things you can do. I mean, obviously you can time out and
Senator Tip-Off Pregame show to thank you, the fans, for tuning in to tonight's broadcast of Senator Basketball here on Salem's 1220, as they are in the midst of this little 4-game homestand. And we also want to thank the sponsors that make this and every broadcast of Senator Basketball possible. And those sponsors include Eddie Gilstrap Motors, south of the square in Salem, bringing you our pregame show coverage, as well as McDonald's, who brings you the Senator Halftime Report, and Ace Hardware, bringing you the Senator Post-Game Wrap-Up. Each night the Senators are in action, as well as Papa John's, Meadowview Healthcare, Rodney Bruff Insurance Agency, America Flea Market, Ernstberger Orthodontics, and through this weekend as well, El Camino Restaurant there in Salem. When we come back, we'll sit down and have a word with Senator head coach Clayton Sullivan, get his thoughts on tonight's conference clash with the Blackhawks, and look back a little bit at that game on Wednesday night, the thrilling win over Salem here in overtime. But we'll pause 60 seconds for a word from the Indiana High School Athletic Association tonight. You're listening to the Senators on Salem's 1220.
You want to feel goosebumps? Then purchase a ticket to an athletic event at your local high school. You'll be making a lasting difference in your community. Buying a ticket to an IHSAA game or meet helps ensure your school has the funding it needs to operate. New uniforms, safer equipment, transportation. Your ticket purchase helps to pay for it all. You're also helping today's student athletes learn the life skills they need to get better jobs and become better leaders. Plus, you'll see them do some amazing things.
Whoa! Did you see that? Oh man, I think I just got goosebumps.
Me too.
High school sports. We pay, they play. Everybody wins. This message brought to you by the IHSAA, encouraging you to go to a high school game this week and help build a future that benefits us all.
Welcome back as we continue on with more of this edition of our Senator Tip-Off Pregame show. As tonight, the Senators go back into conference play as they welcome in the Springs Valley Blackhawks. The Blackhawks come in with just one win on the year, standing at 1-11. Meanwhile, the Senators will look for their 8th straight win. And we're joined now, as always, on this portion of the show by Senator head coach Mr. Clayton Sullivan. Coach, what a night, Wednesday night here in the friendly confines for your ball club. A very, very hard-fought win and an absolute thriller in overtime, 48-47. I know the boys were fired up afterward. You were fired up, but maybe more so just mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausted.
Yeah, it was a crazy night, back and forth all night long. Both teams got, 6-8 point lead. You're thinking at any point somebody could pull away, but that just wasn't the case. Both teams fought really hard. Petmeyer hit that big 3 to send it to OT, and then, we know what Nash did at the end of the game. It's a great win for our team. It's hard to beat a team twice, especially a rival like that and a pretty good team. And it really shows, our team's resiliency. We're never going to give up. And, playing in overtime, that's good. I'm getting used to that. Something that, it may happen in the tournament. You never know. So at least we've got one under our belt saying at least, we can win those games.
And that's one thing that I think some people let fly under the radar or go off the grids, the fact that, here we are in the middle of January. It's a Wednesday night, a rare Wednesday night game for your ball club or for many ball clubs around the state. Yet here we sit in Campbellsburg in a packed gym in a sectional-like atmosphere.
Yeah, it was great. I love the atmosphere. The kids, they really feed off of that. We've talked about that before. We love playing in front of big crowds.
Turnovers, you've had a couple where you forced them, to around 15, but to take a team like Salem in that kind of environment and cause them to have 19 turnovers and 13 of them coming beyond halftime and in the overtime session, I think that speaks volumes about the level of defense your team was playing.
Yeah, our kids were fighting hard out there. Defensively, when we went 2-3 zone, we were moving well with the ball. Man-to-man, we pressured the ball well. And then you've got a guy like Holden Bowsman that comes out and, he makes things happen on the defensive end. He probably caused, I'd say, almost half of those turnovers. He's just a quick guy. He's got probably the quickest hands I've seen. And then he can get out and go in transition and get it going the other way.
I'm sure you've went back and perhaps looked at least part of the tape and just thinking back, reflecting back on the game. I know most people's focused on the crazy ending, and we spent a lot of time, even yesterday, going back and looking at that clip over and over from different angles. But just in reflecting on the win, Coach, was there any glaring things that really stood out other than the free throws, perhaps, that might cause problems for you as you continue on?
We're just hoping that it doesn't happen tonight.
And that was some of my conversation, not all of it, but most of it with Senator head coach Clayton Sullivan. We cut you short, and we apologize for that. As we come on a little bit late, had some issues with the lines here at the school in the VOP box, so we switched out. That's why we got on a little bit late. But quickly, we'll bring you tonight's Keys to Victory, brought to you by Eddie Gilstrap Motors, just south of the square in Salem. First and foremost for the Senators, they're going to have to be able to attack gaps if Valley's going to rely on a very rigid 2-3 zone look, which they've seen a lot of watching film and scouting this Valley team. Secondly, transition game. Can we force some early turnovers against their guards and get that 2-2-1 cranked up a little bit to produce some baskets of our own in transition? And how well do we get back against their young guards that do like to try to push? And then third and finally, free throws, because that's been an Achilles heel. Even though we've won 7 straight games, the free throw shooting has been atrocious, to say the least. So tonight, let's see if we can get that turned around with the free throw shooting as well. And those are your Keys to Victory, presented by Eddie Gilstrap Motors, bringing you the Senator Tip-Off pregame show. And the Eddie Gilstrap Motors base there south of the square in Salem, well, they carry a full line of Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram products. Be sure to stop and check out their showroom and lot at 207 South Main Street in Salem, or give them a call at 812-883-3481. We'll step aside for the national anthem and come back with the starting lineups right after this.
Light
have you along with us again. We apologize for the slightly abbreviated Senator Tip-Off pregame show, but we're up and running and glad to have you along with us here tonight in the friendly confines. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Eddie Gilstrap Motors just south of the square in Salem. First for the Blackhawks, just 1-11 on the year, 0-4 in the Patoka Lake. Coached by Michael Leedsman with a 51-35 record in his 4th season at the helm of the program for Springs Valley. They average 43.5 points per game and give up 56 points per contest. Their last outing was a loss at Tecumseh last Saturday night, 44-39, the final in that one. They'll start at 2-guard set. Number 2, LaShawn Tutt, 5'11" and a senior, starts at the point, 6 points per game and 4 boards and 3 assists are his averages. Number 3, Carter Cruz, starts at the shooting guard, 6'1" and a sophomore. He averages 8 points per game and a rebound. Up front at the small forward, 22, Cannon Chase, 6 foot and a sophomore. He averages 1.5 points and 1.5 boards per contest. 15, Desmond Jones, 6'1" and a junior, averages 8 points and 4 boards per contest. And in the middle will be 35, Mason Chaplin, a 6'3" sophomore at 6 points, 4 rebounds per contest for Coach Leedsman and the Springs Valley Blackhawks. Meanwhile, for the Senators of West Washington, Coach Clayton Sullivan with the win on Wednesday night moves to 17-17 in his 2nd season at the helm of the program here in Campbellsburg. His team averages 53.5 per game, and they give up 47.5 per game. Their last outing, the thriller, the winning shot made by Nash Huff at the buzzer in overtime, 48-47 over Salem here on Wednesday night. 7-1, winners of 7 straight. We'll see if they get number 8 here tonight in the midst of this homestand. Holden Bousman and Parker Green will be your guards. Holden's a 6'2" junior, averaging nearly 18 points and 6 boards and 6 assists per game. Joined by Parker Green, the 6'1" junior, at 10 points per game, 3.5 rebounds. Up front, Harrison Sanford at the point forward position. The small forward, 6'3" and a senior, averages 4.5 points and 4.5 boards per contest. He's joined by Chase Farmer on the other block, a 6'2" senior at 1.5 points and 4 boards per contest. And in the middle, it's the big man, the big dog, Jake Strange, 6'5" and a junior, averaging 15 points and 6 rebounds per contest for Coach Sullivan and the Senators as he gives his team final instructions in the huddle and gets them jacked for the opening tip. We bring you tonight's Indiana High School Athletic Association officiating crew, Mr. DJ Horton, Brian Turpin, and Jeff Yoder. And it will be the Hawks and Senators to go at it here in the Patoka Lake Athletic Conference. The Senators seeking their 2nd win in conference play and 8th straight win overall. Senators in the home white Under Armour threads trimmed in blue and red, blue letters and numerals trimmed in red as well on these Under Armour unis. And the Hawks are in the road black uniforms with gold letters and numerals trimmed in white with a white stripe down the side as the Hawks control the opening tip, and we are underway. Misty Jones alongside of Mark Gibson. Greg Akers running the video feed for the YouTube version of things here tonight as right out of the gate the Senators put some pressure on the perimeter and on LaShawn Tutt, poke it away underneath, 19 seconds in, and the Hawks will reset with a little high stack on the ball side.
Yeah, Senators on the opening tap tried to do the opening play like they did down at Perry Central to get a quick layup, but Hawks did a nice job of maintaining the ball.
Tutt gets it in, out top, picked up by Parker as the Senators open up with a little man-to-man defense in a half court. Little nickel look for Coach Sullivan's group. It forces a turnover. So a poke away out of bounds and a turnover for the Hawks. And the Senators, one of our keys to victory, can we knock them down? And Harrison goes to the free throw line. We're on the year. He's just 5 of 10 for 50%. Got the first, so that's our first point of the night on the board at the 6:20 mark. The Senators claim a 1-0 lead as Harrison can't get the other one to fall. And the Hawks go back at it. It's a really wonky start here tonight for us trying to get on air. It was like a Twilight Zone.
Radio people are struggling to get on. It's
the VOP box that has 2 lines that we use a lot at the press boxes for softball, baseball, and even down at the press box allowed us to dial out to the station. Poor Becky could not hear us. We could hear her, so we had to switch out lines. So I threw everybody out of kilter a little bit to start things off as we get a 5-second call, and that's turnover number 2 for the Hawks. So 2 possessions 3 possessions, 2 turnovers, and a missed shot from downtown for Cruz. Nearly 2 minutes in, and the Senators lead at 1-0 as Holden will bring it across the timeline in front of us. Brings it right side on the near wing to Sanford. In the corner it goes to Farmer, back out to Green. Holden drives, leads it off out top for Harrison. Back to Holden, 3 straight away left side, nothing but air. Chase with the rebound, kicks it back out to Holden, sends it across. Around the horn it goes now in the corner to Harrison, back out to Holden, spins, gets in the paint, nifty move, but he'll be whistled for the charge on the player control, and that's the same move he used late in the game against Salem and tried to tie it up the other night. It would not go, and then that led to the whole 5 seconds of infamy, if you will, now in Senator Lohr.
Yeah, Valley, they're really sagging into that 2-3 zone. It's he may have to, instead of trying to get to the rim, jump stop and little floater.
Tut double teamed out front. Senators go with a little run and jump action out of the matchup zone on this trip. It's more of a morphing 2-3 matchup, but it's actually a 1-1-3, little Tom Rosenbaum-esque. Something he used to like to run, a little matchup out of it, where basically what happens is your top guy covers the ball. When the pass goes wing, your back guy at the free throw line will slide out to cover the wings. Top guy drops to cover high post. And that's kind of what the Senators have been using so effectively, which is really, like I said, more of a matchup 2-3, just a little bit different look.
They missed the shot. Valley got the offensive rebound, but I don't see what the turnover. Must have been travel or something. There's the floater. Just couldn't get it to go.
Rob Batchelor comes to the rescue to try to figure out what's going on here with the VOP box beside me. All the lights are on now, so you tell me. 4:48 and counting here in the first quarter. Senators still up 1-0, and now we're going to have a offensive foul on this end.
Jones.
And that's going to be an illegal screen. That's going to be turnover number 4 now for the Hawks already. Not even to the halfway point of this opening quarter against Coach Leitzman's team struggling. Just 1-11 on the year, 0-4 in conference play. You know, he was able to come to French Lick and deliver a sectional championship, and it brought a little bit of excitement. But you see with this group at least, and what he's dealing with this year, not that these boys aren't working hard because they've been in games as the Senators turn it over, but you see what graduation can do and how much it can deplete a roster, and that's what's happened to Valley as they turn it over again.
Said they've beaten us, if I'm not mistaken, 3 straight times. So we got to get it going a little bit. And like you said, they were senior laden last year, but this is a scrappy group, so we got to make sure we've got good shots down here. We just haven't got anything to fall.
4:26 to play in this opening quarter. Coach Sullivan burns a 30-second timeout to maybe kickstart his guys just a little bit. And Coach Leitzman talking to his fellas as well. 4:26 to go, opening quarter. A 1-0 score off a made free throw, 1 of 2 on the first attempts of the night for either ball club from the stripe by Harrison Sanford.
Against Valley's 2-3, what do we got to do? I mean, obviously, we're right at the rim. We've missed Holden's missed a floater and got called for a charge, but it almost looks like they're pretty aggressive out front, but they're kind of laying back under the rim in the back 3.
And here's the thing. I thought we did a nice job of feeding Jake, and Jake did a nice job. The best that I'd seen him do all year of kicking and turning opposite or kicking back out and not trying to force things against Salem here on Wednesday night, but it's your active guys on the weak side. As
there you go.
On cue, they go to Jake underneath his first basket, and our first field goal of the night give the Senators a 3-0 advantage. But Coach, whenever you're playing against a zone, the biggest thing offensively you can do is have somebody that's willing to attack gaps, and it starts with that weak side.
Right. Yeah. And
you can't lay dormant and wait for a skip pass and a 3 all the time.
At the first possession, or Harrison on the backside.
Hawks try to go backside, and they throw it away. That's already 6 turnovers. But, Coach, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of times that you'll have players that'll hang out on the wing, far corner, and maybe sometimes you get a screen on the backside of the top of that zone where you can get a little flare cut coming through. But we've really got to do a good job of staying active. Senators in more of a 1-3-1 look here against this zone. They go down low to Jake again. He misses that one. Rebound pulled down by Chaplin. Tuttle push in transition, 3.5 to go. In this opening quarter, Senators up 3-0. Cruz comes off of a little swing move out top. Couldn't get the shot off. Was looking to curl and score. Could not do it. He kicks back out to Tut instead. Coming up on 3 minutes to play, first quarter. Out top, Jones with it, kicks it back in the corner. Off the bench, Connor Nelson, a 6'3 senior, comes in, averaging 7 points per game. His shot would not go from the right wing. Harrison tries to send it across to Parker on the near side. He turns it over, turnover number 3 for the Senators. And then Holden's going to poke one away, saves it in. Parker's going to chase it down, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds off of Valley. But what hustle by Holden. There's those quick hands again that caused the initial turnover when they tried to go long to Pepmeyer the other night with 5 seconds to play.
Absolutely. That's great anticipation by 11, obviously, but great stride to catch up with. I thought he's just going to knock it out of bounds, and heck, he covered 20 yards to get that thing.
Shot missed again for the Senators. Just can't find the range right now in this first quarter. 2.5 minutes to go. Nelson with it out top, gives it back to Tutt. Looks at a cutter on the baseline. That's Cruz. Couldn't get it to him. Instead, Chaplin with it out top has to kick it back out to Tutt. Tutt stops, pops in the face of Parker Green. That shot will not go. Ball back tapped and into the hands of Harrison to Chase, who leaves it off to Parker. And now the Senators will try to push in transition. Back to Parker from Harrison. 3-ball. Bang! Got it to go. 3 for Parker. His first basket of the night. Make it now a 6-0 advantage. 2-2-1 pressure for the Senators on this trip.
Another deflection.
Another deflection and near
Just
steal.
Get back to help get the steal.
Tuck will hold at center court. Bring it now left side on the dribble handoff. He comes to Nelson. Back out to Chaplin. Around the Cruz. It goes on the perimeter. Back to Chaplin. To Tutt. Now left side. Harrison there to pick him up. They go high post. Nice feed. Could not get the shot. That was Cruz. And the Senators now push back in transition again. Holden fed it ahead to Harrison. And Harrison had the Butterfinger syndrome. Turnover number 4 for the Senators. $1:29 to play here. Substitution again. Desmond Jones will check out. And it will be 22. Cannon Chase to check back in. Just a 6-man rotation here thus far for the Hawks. Senators yet to sub. Nelson with it. Kicks it back out to Cruz. Cruz back to Nelson on the near side. Working against the matchup zone. Tutt has it now on the perimeter. 70 seconds and counting. Cruz back out top with it. Could not find the range once again. Chase pulls down the defensive rebound. Harrison with the crossover. Feeds it ahead to the big dog. Steps into the paint. Kicks out to Parker. To Holden. Corner pocket. Bullseye! Got it to go. Holden's got his first triple of the night. Make it a 9-0 lead now for the Senators. Poor Rob still working on this VOP box, a little triage unit going down here tech-wise underneath. Tutt finally ends the drought for the Hawks. Tutt gets the Hawks' first basket, about 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. Holden has it on the wing. They'll send it around now to Green on the far side. To Chase, back out to Harrison. One more pass, corner pocket again. This one would not go for Holden. Same one he hit before. And it's Connor Nelson, the senior, that loses the handle on the rebound, turns it over. The 7th turnover of the game for the Hawks. And here we see Desmond Jones check back in, and Chaplin will have a break. So Coach Leedsman trying to deal the cards here of what few he has in his pocket, trying to keep some guys fresh in this opening period of play as Parker gets it back after throwing it in. Harrison with it. 12 seconds and counting. Jake underneath, turns, left it short, fought for his own rebound, and he'll be fouled on the floor. So for the Hawks, this one's going to go on 15. Desmond Jones, and that will be his second personal of the night, and the third against the Hawks.
See what he runs here out of bounds. 8.3 seconds to go in the first quarter. Another score here would be a nice way to finish the quarter. I mean, it's been a little sloppy, but we're up 9-2.
Holden gets it back from Harrison, drives, tried to leave it off underneath, lost the handle. That's the 5th turnover already for the Senators, and the half-court heave at the buzzer will be just off the mark for the Hawks, but the Senators lead at 9-2. Not a lot to write home about offensively in this opening quarter of play, but the most important thing is the Senators have the cushion here after one. We'll step aside, hear a word from one of our sponsors, and we'll come back with second quarter action after this. You're listening to the Senators on Salem's 1220.
people make the difference. You can feel it the minute you walk into Meadowview Health and Rehabilitation. Experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers, solutions, and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Meadowview, visit ascseniorcare.com or call 812-883-4681. That's 812-883-4681.
Back we come to Ron Smith Court here in the friendly confines. First quarter, Senators with a 9-2 advantage after the first stop, as it will be Springs Valley to have it here to begin the second quarter of play.
Must have been a tie-up, not a turnover for Valley. Otherwise, we should have got the ball there.
Tutt has it out top. Yeah, I must have missed it. I did not write it down.
Yeah,
so
that's when Rob first got here. You missed it. It was a tie-up. I thought it was a travel, but it was a tie-up.
Tutt with it, feeds it mid-post. Chaplin turns, nowhere to go with it. Kicks it back out to Tutt, tries to drive baseline. That's a no-no against Parker as he shuts that off quickly. They have to kick it back out. Just over a half minute gone by here in the second quarter of play. Cruz will drive, and it'll be a 5 count. Cruz thought he got bumped. And that's already turnover number 8 that we forced, Coach, tonight against a struggling Valley team.
We force 14, or teams are average, an average of 14. Our opponents are turning the ball 14 times a game, so they're well on the way for that. And that's what I was going to say. It's Senators Nash Huff back in, hero from the other night.
Huff makes his first appearance, the 5'8" junior, averaging 3.5 points per game. Shot off the mark, no good straight away from deep for Holden. Cannot find the mark, though. Got the one from the corner, and that's it. Anything out top, he's not been able to connect. Just over a minute gone by now in the second quarter of play. Substitution upcoming as Jones will check back in for Coach Leitzman and the Hawks. Chaplin with it, turns. He could not get his shot to go from 16 feet on the right elbow. Offensive board for the Hawks. They'll kick it out. 3 ball for Chase will go. Cannon Chase, the 6-foot sophomore, able to knock down the deep ball, make it now a 9-5 score. Senators open on a 9-0 run. Parker Green out top. His three-pointer will not go. Chase with the offensive rebound. One more pass on the kick out to Holden from Parker. Bullseye, got it to go again. That's 2 now for Holden. Maybe things and business will start to pick up a little bit for number 11 offensively. He's had some looks, just could not get him to fall. Shades of last year.
Tutt got all the way to the rim.
Tutt picks up his second basket, so it's Tutt with 4 and Chase with 3, make it a 12-7 score. Huff with it on the right wing, baseline feed. Chase tried to kick it down low to Jake, sliding to the block. Turnover number 6 for the Senators. In transition, Tutt will push again, but Nash there to steal it away. Turnover number 9 for the Hawks. This game more about turnovers than points here early on. Senators careless with the ball again. Huff out top, straightaway 3. High bouncer off of the back iron, and it fell through after it rattled around. That was not as pretty as the one from the corner, though, the other night.
Absolutely not. This is kind of a ragged pace to start this second quarter.
15-7. That one will go down as a legendary shot. We've debated this all week. Not sure we've had a regular season buzzer beater in our history here of boys or girls basketball, in the regular season at least, that will maybe top that one.
Yeah, that was something. Like I said, I was kind of relying on you because, when everybody's standing up here right next to me, and then I couldn't see it, and I thought a buzzer sounded, and then all of a sudden you're tackling me.
I felt bad after the fact. I said, I gave Gibby a 2-handed shove, and he's still trying to write stats down. Probably messed up his gel pen work.
That's all right. I'll take that every time.
You'll take it?
Yeah.
4:51 and counting here in the second quarter. Senators up 15-7. They've led the entire way thus far. Again, they opened with a little 9-0 spurt to begin the ball game. High post feed. They go to Nelson. Nelson tries to give it back and does to Cannon Chase. He'll rise and fire a long two. That one won't go. Offensive rebound, though, off to Jones, and he puts it back in over Jake Strange. So Jones has his first basket, and it's a 15-9 score. Coming up on the halfway point of this second quarter of play, Rob has got an old school telephone plugged into. I do not know what's going on. Not even sure. I don't think Valley's even on the radio, Coach. Coming up on the halfway point. Holden the third time. Right pocket. That one will not go. Right corner pocket. Friendly to him once, but not the second or third time thus far. Three ball from the left side, way off the mark for Carter Cruz. And a rebound fought for, and it's actually Cannon Chase who comes out of there with it, and he'll be bumped and knocked to the floor. And we'll have a foul on Harrison Sanford. So the Senators have committed 2 personals thus far. Holden to guard the inbounder. That's Cruz. He kicks it out. Quick three for Nelson. It's off the mark. Jake clears a backside board. May have tweaked an ankle a little bit there. Stepped funny as Holden tries to feed ahead. And right now we look really discombobulated. That's already 7 turnovers for us. We only had 9 with an extra half period of basketball Wednesday night.
They're just, there's, no
you just
chemistry
wonder,
or something.
Well,
like
you
I
just
said,
wonder 2 things, and we talked about it. A, is there going to be a little bit of a basketball hangover from Wednesday coming off of just 48 hours rest? And do you look at this record and say, we got that one. The tough one's out of the way this week. We got Valley coming in with just 1 win on the year. Another miss at the offensive end.
I would have said, no, that won't happen, but it sure is ragged.
Harrison drives, kicks out to Holden. Holden nearly lost the handle. That ball poked away and crashing into the scorer's bench in front of us is Cannon Chase. Even Holden looks unsure with the basketball right now, and that's a scary thing, Coach.
Yeah, like I said, these guys aren't super tall. Obviously, they only, 6'3", 6'2" is their tallest guy, but they're scrappy and they're getting into the passing lanes.
Deep three, Nash Huff. That one draws nothing but air, and the Senator struggle bus continues to sputter down the road. 2:50 and counting. 15-9, cross-court feed. Nelson on the closeout from Harrison shoots an air ball. And Holden out to push in transition again. Holden on the break, takes it himself to the glass. Counted in 1 for Holden. 2:38 to play before the half. Holden now with 8.
To say things are kind of ragged, back and forth. We need somebody to get to the hole and get an easy bucket to kind of wake things up again.
You asked for it, and you got it, as Chase Farmer will check in. Jake's going to get a break, so they're going to roll with this lineup of Huff, Green, and Bousman. So that's going to make Harrison play more of his natural position with Chase down low. Basically playing the 4 spot now, as Holden cannot get the free throw to fall. It's a 17-9 ball game, and it'll be Carter Cruz that'll walk it across the timeline. He's met by Holden. Spin move out top, gives it off to Tutt. Tutt with 4 here in the first half. Coming up on the 2-minute warning. They tried to feed down low. Holden plays backside help, comes up with the steal. Turnover number 10 for the Hawks. In transition, Harrison with it, short corner, right side. They'll swing it around on the perimeter to Huff. Back to Holden, now to Parker in the corner. Looks, dribbles out of trouble on a double team, feeds down low, nice feed to Holden on the cut. Missed the shot, went back up with it, and he'll be fouled. It's a late whistle for Horton. Late's been in the Valley faithful to our right. Not a fan of that whistle, but this one will be on Carter Cruz, and that'll be his 2nd personal, and that's the 6th on the Hawks. 2:02 to go here in this first half. And now we've got some confusion here. Yoder stopped play for just a second. So they're going to call that on the ground. Yep, they're going to call it the strip on the ground late, I guess. Nash Huff for 3. Continues his hot ways from downtown.
Came in over 40% from downtown through 8 games, so he's continuing his hot streak.
2 triples for Huff. He's got 6. Come in averaging 3.5 per game, but as Coach Gibson said, shooting it well from downtown. $1:40 to go here before the halftime break. It's a 20-9 advantage. First double-digit lead of the night for the Senators at 11. Little three-man weave out front. Now they'll go to more of a 4-out, 1-in set. Cutter through the paint. That's Cannon Chase. They find him on the wing. Down low. Kick it to Jones. Back out it comes to Caden Kleisner, a 6'1 senior. And for the Hawks, is that a turnover, Coach? I look down for a minute.
Chase for three off the back iron. Green with the rebound.
That's what happens. You look down for a split second and you miss one thing. I'm glad we didn't look down the other night.
Yeah, no doubt. There was
drive.
plenty of video evidence, though, we've seen through the last 48 hours.
This is true. Never gets old, though, seeing that one. And we're going to have a charge on Harrison, and Harrison going to pick up the foul. This will be, I believe, his second, team foul number 3. Jake will come in. That's the 8th turnover for the Senators, so one away from their total against Salem here on Wednesday night. Substitution, Carter Cruz will check in with Connor Nelson. Tutt will have a seat with Cannon Chase. Harrison will set with the 2 personals. 3 team fouls for the Senators, 6 for the Hawks. 50 seconds and counting here before the intermission. Holden pick up Cruz here at half court. Apply some pressure here. Senators go man-to-man, and Holden with the near steal.
I think he got the steal and then stepped on the out of bounds. And
that's a bang, though. I hate to call that a turn. You know what I mean? It's
right.
More of a I'm hustling after the ball and just couldn't save it into somebody after the poke away.
We'll give it the deflection. How about that?
I like that better. 38.2. If he'd had a little bit more real
to see
estate.
If Valley with 38.2 is going to try and, hold it for one. Their last few possessions have been pretty, they've taken some time off the clock.
Cruz to Kleisner. Off it goes on the left wing to Nelson. He's picked up by Parker.
That's kind of a cheapie.
Nickel dimer. Chase is going, Parker's going to pick up
was bodying
his first.
Him, but I'm not. I think that's more of that kid not being in the weight room than it was a push.
Coach Leitzman calls for a triangle, wants one shot and a high ball screen. I could hear him through the headset yell that one out as Tutt takes the inbounds pass. Under 25 seconds to go. So they got guys in the corner, and as you might imagine, one in the high post at the elbow, and now they'll walk him out, and it'll be a spread look. Coming up on 10 seconds to play. Tutt continues to hold under 10 seconds. They'll send it in motion. High ball screen coming from Jones. Tutt leaves it off out top to Nelson, across to Cruz. Holden blocks the shot, tries to heave it three-quarter court, and that'll come up short. And the Senators in a low-scoring battle once again, kind of like it was in the first half against Salem here on Wednesday night, find themselves in a low-scoring battle, 20-9 at the half. Defensively, you got to love it. But offensively, it's been a struggle for sure. So Senators put up 11 in that second quarter to just 7 for the Hawks. So we'll step aside, we'll take a break, start adding up what few numbers we do have, and we'll come back.
At American Family Insurance, we know your life has many moving parts, from your 4 wheels to your hard-earned home and the financial future of your family. We'll cover the things that matter most. Bundle your home and auto policies for possible savings and add life insurance for convenient, future-focused protection so you can keep dreaming towards what's next. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For details, contact Rodney Bruff, agent at Rodney S. Bruff Agency Incorporated. Call 812-277-1400 or stop by 1528 L Street in Bedford today.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup, and the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sideline, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Back here, Ron Smith Court. Got a little chuck-a-duck going where Coach Jones is really she's biting the lower lip. I seen one on the bullseye. Anyway, back here at halftime, 20-9, your Senators lead the Springs Valley Blackhawks. A few stats. We have Senators shooting 2 of 8 inside the arc. I mean, that's like I said, if we got some of Bunnies to go, we'd be really up in this one. But 25% inside the arc, 5 of 12 from downtown. Holden and Huff both have 2 each. 42% from 3 land for a total of 7 of 20 from the floor for 35%. Valley struggling as well, shooting a 3 of 8 inside the arc for 38. Just 1 of 11 from downtown for 9%. Total field goal percentage for Valley, 4 of 19 for 21%. We held Valley off of the free throw line the entire first half, but if you're shooting, you're settling for 3-pointers, you're not going to get to the line very much, and that's what Valley, we forced Valley to settle a lot of times. But again, leading the rebounding edge, the Senators 15-13 with 5 offensive to just 3 for Valley. Again, the biggest thing is I think this upperclassmen group and especially the long-armed Senators are definitely giving them some trouble as they have 9 deflections and 4 steals, and then Holden got the block there at the end. But again, just an 11-point game, but low-scoring game, an 11-point. That's a nice little cushion. Hopefully, we've seen Coach Sullivan at halftime work some magic, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit more energy that second half.
Okay, how about that?
Who won this one?
Duke Tankersley.
Dude!
He had the inside angle here at the end of the scorer's bench with his brother as he was tossing them in. So he gets some celebratory hugs from.
Everybody's like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
Man.
It was funny.
Hey, it's a young man's game.
It was funny. See, that's what happens when you come out of retirement. You got too much rust to handle it from the young guns. But it was funny because Jensen won on Wednesday night here against Salem. He walked across. Jared walked him across the floor. He got the $25, and when they got back, Rick, his grandfather, said, "Hey, great job, gents. Good job." And he looked over at his daddy and he said, "What did I do?" They didn't even realize. Didn't realize
what he did to earn that $25.
But I did do some insider reporting, and I did find the answer to what Jensen Links might do with that $25. And the word on the street from kindergarten lunch today is he's going to buy a toy. The only problem is he's put it in his dad's wallet for safekeeping. So we'll see if Dad maybe lets that grow some interest, or if he takes a little bit of a storage fee. Yeah, he might forget
that it's in there, right? Yeah.
So here at the halftime, Senators lead it, as I said, 20-9, and just not a lot to write home about offensively as we get back to some of the numbers here. The scoring in the first half, first for the Blackhawks, again, trying to halt a 5-game skid and pick up just their second win of the year and first in conference play. If they could pull one off here tonight, they get 4 from LaShawn Tutt in the first half of play off of two made field goals from 2-point range. I'll spit it out correctly in a minute. Cannon Chase with 3. Carter Cruz started but did not score. Desmond Jones chipped in 2, and Mason Chaplin went scoreless in the first half as well. Connor Nelson and Caden Kleisner played off the bench in different roles and different amounts of time there in that first half for Coach Schlitzman, but neither one of them were able to tally as well. Hawks did not shoot a single free throw in the half, so that made it easy to figure out what their free throw percentage was. You don't have one if you haven't shot any. and 10 turnovers forced by the Senator defense. So that's one thing the Senators have working for them. However, when you look at the other side of the scoreboard, Senators have given it up 8 times. So 8 turnovers for the Senators after having, again, just 9 through the whole game and overtime session against Salem here on Wednesday night. But at the half, they've got 8 out of Holden Bousman in the first half of play. Parker Green chips in a made 3-point bucket in the first quarter. Harrison Sanford started the night with the scoring, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. That accounts for his only point. Chase Farmer scoreless, although he started, and Jake Strange with 2 points in the first quarter of play as well. Nash Huff, the only guy to play off the bench for Coach Sullivan in the first half. Huff knocks down a couple of big triples in the second quarter to account for his 6 points off the pine here in this first half. Senators go 1 of 3 from the stripe for 33% in the half, and again have those 8 costly turnovers. But between the poor shooting, what'd you say our overall percentage was?
Ours was 35%, theirs 21. So, we're 2 of 8 inside the arc. Jake's had a couple of chances, couldn't get them to go. Holden's missed a couple right at the rim.
Is it me though, or does it feel like it's more like 2 of 18?
It does. I mean, like I said, when you have a low-scoring game, it does seem like it's a lot more. But turnovers, I think, a big key of that first half. It's just that kind of a ragged start. Let's hope we like I said, hopefully we come out with some energy here in this third quarter. And I don't think the energy was bad, but some questionable decisions, a lot of tip balls, didn't see a whole lot of bounce passes. You know what I mean? It was just trying to lazy pass. I don't know if you call them lazy passes or bad passes. Both sides, not just the Senators. For obviously we have 4 steals, 9 to the same goes for the Blackhawks, but want to see some better basketball. How about that? That's the way I see it.
And as I said, whenever you've got a guy like Holden who is so shifty and so smart with the basketball, even he at times looked uncertain on a dribble drive or bringing it down the floor. Usually he knows well in advance where he's going with it, and even he at times seemed uncertain, or he even lost the handle a couple of times. So again, like you said, it's not bad energy, just a little slippery with the basketball. We'll see if we can't straighten that up. Every time we've went to the halftime where it's been a rather lackluster or poor performance through the first 16 minutes of play, Coach Sullivan goes in, does a little maintenance, peels some paint on the walls in the locker room, and somehow gets the guys to kick it into high gear. So both teams have made it back out, got a little bit of a warm-up in before the start of this second half of play, while we have a moment here at the end of our Senator halftime report, brought to you by McDonald's on South Main Street in Salem. Let's step aside and pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Senator Basketball tonight on Salem's 1220.
When you're listening to IU Sports, you need to be locked in on WSLM 97.9 FM, your home for IU Sports.
Just enough time under the wire to get a drink in before a busy third quarter, we hope, for the Senators at both ends of the floor. But you know what? If you're Valley, you've had 11 losses. 5 of those, though, have come in really close ball games where it's been a 6-point differential or less. So now you've got to switch your thinking to, hey, this isn't a 1-11 team. This is a team that struggled to find ways to win in some close games, and if we don't get it in gear, we're going to be one of those teams.
Absolutely. Like I said, in a low-scoring game, like I said, we're up by 11. That seems a little larger, but heck, we turn the ball over. They hit a couple threes. Ooh, and then things start, start questioning things.
And they've had some good looks as well from downtown. As the Senators start with the rock here to begin the third quarter of play, but they started with a turnover. Cruz to the other end, 2 spins, had it rejected from behind. Holden able to block it. It looked like it went off the padding below the glass, so it will stay as it went out of bounds. Carry him off the bottom of the backboard. Last touch by Holden.
One turnover for the Senators, so again, we got to pick it up in games like this.
Match the turnover total, but Holden with the steal to answer at the other end, and he misses the layup.
Got fouled.
Like Holden may have shed the undershirt too that he's been used to wearing as to the other end.
There's that
off
three.
This shot, Carter Cruz has his first points of the night. A good time to get him Makes it a 20-12 ball game. 45 seconds into the third quarter. It's a run and jump now for the Hawks out front. They'll double Jake. Gives it back to Parker. Out top to Harrison. Around the corner it goes. Holden and then kick it back across on the feed to Jake. He was able to kick it out cross court to Sanford, whose shot would not go, and here comes Cruz again. He'll leave it off down low. Jones, nowhere to go with it. And Chase, trying for the steal, actually runs into and maybe bumps heads with Cannon Chase. And a foul on Chase. That'll be his first foul of the night and our first of the half on either team. Neither team got into the bonus in that first half of play. So nobody in any imminent foul trouble. 6:42 and counting third quarter. Chaplin with it. Nice pump fake at the right elbow. Tried to feed down low to Jones. Couldn't find him. Chaplin gets it back, though, on the perimeter from Chase. Off to Cruz. Valley must be hooked up with their radio equipment, Coach. Don't know what they used to hook up. Perhaps they're doing it by cell phone, but they are on the air, apparently, as the Hawks turn it over for the 12th time. Again, Senators have turned it over 9 times and Holden in traffic. He tried to pick his pocket on the reach-in. And this will be the first foul of the half, whistled against the Hawks. And that'll go on Cannon Chase, his first foul of the night. 6:17 to go in the third. Senators up 20-12 in a slow-moving game thus far, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, not a lot of, I mean, they're running that 2-3, 2-1-2.
Holden with the cross-court feed. Harrison got it. Kicked it back out to Holden. Splits a double. Puts it up in traffic. Couldn't get it to go. And a rebound pulled down by Tutt. And the Hawks. Cruz will try a deep one from NBA range, and that one draws nothing but the window. Coach Leitzman not happy with that look. Hands behind the head. Push to the other end. Parker for 3. That one off the mark. And a rebound caroms off of the hand of Carter Cruz. That's the second time that's happened to the Hawks tonight.
Yeah, it's
maybe the same player. It might have been Cruz earlier.
Just kind of popping right off as maybe he's looking to pass before he gets the...
Nice feed as Harrison cuts to the basket. Give the assist to Parker Green. Harrison's got 3. That's his first basket of the night, and it's a 22-12 ball game.
You're usually used to hearing Holden's leading us in assists. No, that's Parker Green's 4th. He's leading us right now.
Tutt has it out top, drives, stops, pump fake against Jake. Shot in and out, no good. And Holden got the board and is fouled by Tutt. So chalk up another Valley foul here in this third quarter. Their second of the period and the first of the night on LaShawn Tutt. 5:21 to go in the third. Senators will reset.
And again, that last one at Harrison, it was just a cut to the basket on an out-of-bounds play. So maybe we need to, we're struggling a little bit from the mid-range.
That was a big-time struggle. That was an ugly shot for Jake.
Kind of got bailed out there.
I think we totally got bailed out.
But I was going to say, we're settling for some mid-range jumpers, some floaters. Maybe we need to just, let's try and hit some, like you said, cuts on the backside of the zone. Try to, or, you know, make sure we get out and, you know, in some tempo and get to the rim a little bit.
That foul was on Cannon Chase, his second. Team foul number 3, and Jake to the free throw line on the year. He's a 63% shooter. He came in 36 of 57.
Coach Sullivan just let a big old, you know, one of those.
And that one will go. So Jake's got 3 on 1 of 2 from the stripe on that trip. Make it 23-12, and that'll match the largest lead of the night at 11 for the Senators. 3 minutes gone by in the third. Cruz with another 3-ball attempt, and this one good. That's his second make from downtown in this quarter. That accounts for all 6 of his points, and it's a 23-15 ball game, and it's a timeout on the floor for Coach Leitzman and the Hawks. And it's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. First timeout of the night for Coach Leitzman. And at the 4:56 mark of the quarter, so each team with 3 fulls and a 30 left in their pocket. Remind fans again, they're in the middle of this little 4-game homestand, which will end tomorrow night as they'll entertain New Wash. The Mustangs come in on the back end of a double-dip weekend for Coach Sullivan's ball club. A busy week for him 3 games in the span of 4 days, 8-18 overall. But the Senators have handled this stretch very well, of course, rolling. They've got 7 straight wins under the belt, looking for number 8, could possibly get 9, although New Wash is a slightly improved team from what they've had the last couple of years.
Yeah, the coaches have them ranked 15th right now. Senators are 10th.
And then it'll be a busy week again next week for the Senators as they'll go back out on the road starting Tuesday night at Medora. Harrison with it, skips it back out top to Holden in traffic. He'll kick out to Harrison again, had a look at 3, passed it up instead off to Holden, back out to Harrison. And boy, I tell you what, Coach Leitsman out on the floor yelling shooter and pointing at Holden and Parker both as Holden's 3 will not go. He's tried several from the right corner. He did in the first half, at least.
They got a good look, little
only
back
able to get
screen.
one of them. Yep.
They're just not shooting well. Oh, boy.
Cruz again, top of the key. That one partially blocked, though. Touched by Harrison, I believe, on the closeout. Offensive rebound, putback would not go, and 2-on-1 break. Holden gonna get ahead, and his shot left short, but Harrison there to clean it up. I thought Holden may go behind the back to Harrison, and he might get a chance to flush one. Offensive board and putback for Harrison gives him 5 on the night, just above his 4.5 point per game average on the year. 25, 15, 10-point game underneath in no man's land. Jones leaves it off for Chaplin. Shot missed. Offensive rebound, tipped back in.
I think it was Chaplin.
It was Chaplin. So he's got his first points. Good hustle getting the tip in off his own miss. 25-17, back to an 8-point game. Parker into the high post area. Kicks it out to Holden, now back to Harrison. He is begging for his guys, his Coach Leitsman, to, nice block. Parker had his shot blocked. Holden with the near poke away, and on the breakout, pump fake and a basket off the window for 2 for Cannon Chase. But again, Coach Leitsman out on the floor stomping and pleading with his guys to find both Parker and Holden. Trying to point out shooters. Pointing them both out again. Jake loses the handle. And we'll have a reach in and a foul. And I'm not sure about that one either. Maybe a little home cooking on that one. Carter Cruz is going to pick up the personal, and that's already his 3rd. Team foul number 4. Chase will check out. Nash Huff will check in. Carter Cruz will check out. And into the ball game's Connor Nelson, the 6'3 senior. Little double stack for the Senators. One on the block with Strange and Huff. Huff breaks to the corner. Tries to kick out, and he does to Holden. Holden will drive, shoots the runner just inside the free throw line. And it's going to be a miss, and Holden took a shot in the eye or just below the eye. He gets whistled for the player control. Turnover number 10 of the night. Holden picks up his 2nd personal, and he's slow to get up. And that's a scary sight. Coach Sullivan quickly going out to check on his floor general. Didn't exactly see what happened, if he got just poked in the eye on a block attempt or if it was more as they crashed to the floor. Maybe somebody put a hand up to kind of shield themselves. Not even sure if it was more in that orbital bone, cheekbone area, or
Looks
if it was in the eye.
Right below the eye. He's got to come out now. Not because he has to, but I mean, by rule, they kind of stop play a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not. He may have a smidge of a shiner from that little crash and burn. 2:45 to go in the 3rd, 25-19. Valley just
11-point
keeps
lead at
hanging
halftime.
around.
Like I said, it's a game now. I mean, it's just a 6-point lead. 2.5 to go in the 3rd.
Tut has it, sends it in the corner. 3 ball on the way, will not go, just off the mark. Would not go for Cannon Chase. Parker will bring it up against pressure from Chase in return. High post feed. Harrison tries to go to Jake. Ball tipped away. Turnover number 11. Coach Sullivan may take his guys back to the locker room or to the woodshed, whichever one you want to call it, at the end of this quarter. We'll have a foul out front, and this one's going to go on Farmer. Right now, it just appears that our guys are simply sleepwalking at both ends, Coach.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. You're starting to wonder with all these games. Like we said, we had 8 in 18 games, and actually the last 2 games we've only had one guy come off the bench. Are the legs starting to feel it?
Deep three straight away. Would not go for Connor Nelson. Offensive rebound put back up, and the shot for Chase was blocked. Holden tries to save the possession. Ping pongs off the hands of Holden to Huff, to Green, back to Huff, back to Holden. He'll drive baseline right side, lays it off for Jake. Here's the thing, as Coach Leitzman will hit the floor, unhappy with that defensive exchange. Connor Nelson will pick up the foul, and that's the team's 5th. And although we send Jake to the free throw line, here's my problem with that, Coach. It was something that we didn't see a lot of out of Jake on Wednesday night. Jake turned, immediately spun, dipped the shoulder, and went from 6'5" to 5'8" and flopped on the floor. Just turn and go.
Hits the first.
And the second one's short. So 1 out of 2 on this trip for Strange, who just has 4 points on the night, making a 26-19 ball game. Minute 40 and counting here in the 3rd. Out front, Nelson.
Supposed to travel
he
there.
Almost got the Texas two-step in. Tut with the dribble drive, working against Farmer. And the ball's poked away. I thought they were going to get Farmer for the body call on the bump. And Coach Sullivan and Coach Myers calling out a switch defensively. And now they're going to talk to Tut, who maybe was questioning whether or not there was any contact. Stack on the ball side. Chaplin will break to the corner. Tut to the ball side, or opposite side block, rather. Tut will get it in. They had Jones down low against Jake. Should have fed it to him, because if they throw it to the outside hand, he turns and he has an open layup, or Jake has to foul from behind, one or the other. Tut with it out top. 75 seconds to play here in the 3rd. Nelson with it, picked up by Holden, 11 on 11 on this right wing. He'll kick it back out to Tut. Coach Leitzman goes back, calls triangle. Once that triangle set again, you get a little screen, and that's going to be an illegal screen.
Jones, maybe?
Going to get Jones for the bump on the illegal screen. That's going to be his
Chase
3rd.
was trailing this guy, and I think he stuck a hip out.
Team foul number 6. So the next one will put the Senators in the bonus. Not sure the young pup of this crew, not sure. He's just been super inconsistent tonight, and that's for the Senators as well.
I was going to say that. That's for everybody in between those lines have been super inconsistent with everything they've done.
Players,
shooting,
officials,
passing, screening, and calling the game.
Huff out
Hope we're
front.
doing better than that.
Well, by the way the night started, I wasn't sure.
That is true.
45 seconds to play here in the 1st half. Chase with it in the corner. They'll kick it out to Holden. He'll dribble drive, leave it off for Parker on the wing, splits a double team, gets to the rack and scores off the window for 2. Parker's first basket since the 1st quarter. Give him 5, and it's 28-19.
Get a good stop here. The last time they tried for the last shot here. We'll see if they try it again here. 22 seconds to go.
Coach Leitzman directing traffic. Coach Sullivan and Coach Myers barking out instructions and calling out the shooters as well. Under 10 seconds to play. Tut sends it in motion. High screen from Chaplin. Gets it back to him. They'll swing it across. And Nelson will travel.
2 seconds left. Now,
where have I heard that before?
Well, it was 2.6 last time. We'll see if
28-19. This time Holden to inbound to Jake. 3/4 court heave. He'll heave an air ball, and that's the way the quarter will come to a close. 28-19. Hawks are able to outscore the Senators in the period, 10-8. We'll step aside, we'll take a break, and we'll come back with 4th quarter action right after this word from American Flea Market.
Come visit America Flea Market in Salem. We've got over 22,000 square feet of treasures and one of the largest indoor flea markets in Kentuckiana. Located at 110 Progress Boulevard in Salem, we're one of the ultimate destinations for picking and saving and a fun place to shop. We have over 70 vendors and a huge selection of new, used, antique, primitive, and vintage items.
quarter break. Strange will start the fourth on the bench. It'll be Huff out there with Green, Bousman, Farmer, and Sanford. For the Hawks, it'll be Chaplin out there with Connor Nelson, LaShawn Tutt, Carter Cruz, and Cannon Chase. Fourth quarter now officially underway. Hawks will have it to start the final period of regulation. Senators hoping they don't have to face a second straight overtime in a two-day period. Nice offensive rebound, but then a turnover. And to the other end, Huff has it, nearly turns it over. Hawk fans wanting a travel to our right and behind us. Chase in the low post, double team. They kick it out dangerously. Huff with the runner off the window for two. Give Nash Huff 8, matching a career high for Huff. Make it 30-19.
Fourth period has started as just as ragged as the rest of the game. Just tipped balls everywhere, and fortunately, Nash, I think he has 8 now. He's tied Holden for the lead. So for the last 48 hours, thank goodness for Nash Huff.
Deep three. Carter Cruz soaks one from downtown. That's his third triple of the night. Make it 30-22, and the Hawks continue to hang around. Very scrappy. A little run and jump out top. Send it across. Nash in the corner. Step back three. That one will not go. Rebound pulled down on the backside by Connor Nelson. Coach Sullivan shaking his head, did not like that possession.
Yeah, you don't want to take a step back.
Nice hustle. Parker able to knock it away and steal it away. Gets it into Harrison Sanford. Nice little Euro step on the swing through against Cruz. And Sanford now with 7. Been a while since we've seen him score that many.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're all right at the rim too. But he has been more aggressive, and that, you know, if you're more aggressive offensively, you're going to get more opportunities.
Coming upon 6 minutes to go in regulation. Cruz with it. Gives it off to Connor Chase, trying to shake Huff. They'll give it back to Tutt instead. And Connor Nelson for a moment in the paint.
with the steal.
Holden with the steal, goes coast to coast. Gets fouled by Tutt on the block attempt. It'll be his second. 17 fouls, so the Senators in the bonus the rest of the way home with 5:56 to go in regulation.
Holden's 5th steal of the night. Not having the big assist numbers. Of course, when you have 32 on the board, you're not going to have a ton of assists, but 5 steals, he's at it again.
First free throws up and good for Holden, who is now 1 of 2 on the night. Make it a 33-22 advantage. That's the 4th time, Coach, we've been up by 11. Holden will try to give us our largest lead of the night at 12 if he cashes in, and he does. 34-22.
5 of 9 total from the line. That still needs to improve. It's going to bite you at some point if you don't improve it from the line.
Senators up by a dozen. Just under 6 minutes to go in regulation. Chaplin with it. Tried to give the dribble handoff to Cruz. He couldn't get it. So they went to Jones. Back to Cruz. Hawks will reset now in the half court. Send it off right wing. And it's Chase who kicks out to Connor Nelson, who shoots an air ball. And it'll be Senator basketball with 5:28 to go. Holden and Parker will talk things over a little bit. Holden flips it into Parker, and Parker will bring it up.
Nelson struggled from 3. He may want to try and dribble drive. He's 0 for 5 from downtown.
Senators kick it out. Parker goes to Harrison. Stepped out. Thought he was going to go for a step back. Nash for 3. That one way off the mark. Backside board pulled down by the Hawks in transition with it. Nelson slows it up. Gives it off to Cruz. Looks at Chaplin. And he throws it away right into the waiting arms of Harrison Sanford. Holden feeds it across court to Huff. Out to Parker for 3. His shot won't go. Cruz now with it. And we'll have a whistle and a foul.
Is that Holden's 3rd?
I think they may get Harrison, and they did with a shove. Harrison's had a little bit of jawing going on with Connor Nelson. Nelson's going to have a seat.
How many have they played off their bench? It's been not a whole lot of 7. So Nelson and Klusner's the only ones that's come in.
4:49 to go.
Huff's been our only sub, so short benches tonight for both clubs. Again, Salem was the same way.
12-point lead for the Senators. Nearly halfway through this fourth quarter. Chase with a reach in. And the Senators come up with a still good poke away for Parker in the post. We'll give him credit for the steal. Holden will push in transition. To Farmer. Off to Harrison. Now back to Holden off the screen. Leaves it off for Parker. He'll drive baseline right side. And another player control. Turnover number 12 for Parker, his second personal of the night.
I'm not too sure about that. I've agreed with Holden's. I'm not too sure about that one.
DJ tried to call that one on Harrison, but it was Parker. So Parker picks up again his second personal, team foul number 5. The last thing you want to do with half the quarter left, though, is keep fouling Valley and giving them at least a shot to try to score with the clock stopped. Although they have yet to attempt a free throw tonight. That's kind of crazy, Coach. Deep three for the big man, Chaplin, who steps out, shows range. He's got 5. Make it 34-25, 4:05 to go. Timeout on the floor. It's going to be a full timeout, nearly the halfway point. And so we'll step aside, take a break, and we'll hear from Ernstberger Orthodontics and come back right after this.
Hello, hello, it's Dr. Seth again from Ernstberger Orthodontics. Now, we've been tackling crooked teeth and bad bites with braces and Invisalign out of our Salem location for a while, and we absolutely love coming to the new office. We're so pumped to be able to offer a local option for folks wanting to improve their smile without so much driving and missed work and school. Not to mention, we're loving getting to know and support the wonderful Washington County schools, teams, and communities. When it's time for you or your family, smile with us at Ernstberger Orthodontics in New Albany and now Salem.
Out of the timeout, Senators roll with Bousman, Green, Farmer, Sanford, and Strange. The Hawks will answer with Jones, Tutt, Chase, Chaplin, and Kleisner. And Jake has his shot blocked from behind. You brought up an interesting point. We've talked about it a lot. How would the legs hold up 8 games in 18 days? Not that Jake has tremendous leaping ability, but I'm not sure his feet ever left the ground in that jump shot, so not surprised he got blocked from behind.
Yeah, I was going to say, he had the ball high, I'll give him that, but he didn't jump.
That one he did, but he still got it blocked.
I don't know about that
And
one.
the ball's going to be, oof. That's home cooking again, Coach. That one was clearly last touch by Chase. Unless my eyes are that bad. 3:44 to go. Senators will keep it. Holden gives it off to Parker, near wing rather, from the far side. Holden will get it back, drive in, leave it off for Harrison. Pump fake, gives it off to Parker. Senators will try to be patient. Coach Sullivan not liking the spacing from his guys. Parker rises, fires, in and out. That one went around the rim and spun back out from just inside the left elbow. 3:20 and counting.
3/4 of the way down. That's kind of the way the night's going here.
Up front, Chaplin gets it, gives it to Tutt. Tutt comes back to Cannon Chase. He'll drive, spin on Parker, shoot the fadeaway. He left it short. Harrison pulls down the rebound. He'll bring it himself across the timeline into the front court.
No reason to be in a whole lot of hurry here.
Just under 3 minutes to go now. Double team out front. They'll feed down low, and Jake will be whistled for the travel.
Jake does have 7 rebounds, but everything else has been a little struggle bus for him. But you're going to have games like that. You can't get down. I mean, him and Holden have carried us through the first 7 ball games. So, I mean, you can't let that affect the other parts of your game.
Cruz for a deep 3, left side. It will not go. Tutt, though, there to track down the rebound. They'll leave it off mid-post. Jones kicks it out. And Kleisner's 3 will not go. Jake pulls the defensive board and kicks it out quickly to Holden on the outlet. 3-on-2 break. Holden tries to feed it off underneath to Sanford. Why don't you shoot
That's
the
twice.
ball?
Farmer had it in the first half right on the block and threw it back out to the half-court line. Harrison, again, just has he found a nice lane to cut through, and Holden found him, but he goes dribbling through the baseline. Just kind of.
That's not the same Harrison we've seen in the past. The Harrison we've seen either elevates and shoots or takes it one more step through and scoops it with a reverse off the backboard.
Right. I thought this whole night, I think people have been afraid to shoot the ball.
Oh, my gosh.
And now Harrison again, 10 foot away.
Turnover number 14.
Holden gets a block.
But they get the offensive rebound. Tutt with the spin move, trying to get away from Holden. He got bumped. Out to Chaplin. His three, in and out, no good. Rebound fought for. And we got Turpin and Horton both with a whistle. We're still talking about it. 2:02 to play. They're going to call it on Valley. So Jones is going to pick up his fourth personal. We'll walk to the other end, and Leedsman's going to want an explanation.
Should be Farmer going to the line if they got it right. If they got the right call.
I don't think they even know for sure. I don't think they know
Jake
for sure.
It was actually, if that's what I saw, that guy was holding on to Jake, or Farmer.
Jake's first free throw attempt is good. Three of 5 on the night from the stripe for Jake. 2:02 to play, 35-25. That one in and out, no good. And a timeout, and it's a full timeout for Coach Leedsman and company. So we'll step aside, we'll take a break. Let's hear from Papa John's in Salem, and we'll come back with more fourth quarter action right after this.
Hi, this is Sean Lehman, your general manager of your Papa John's in Salem, Indiana. Monday Madness back again with a great carryout special from your local Salem Papa John's. Call in today and ask for our large one-topping pizzas for $7.99 on Mondays only. Order online or call 812-883-3369 today. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
You know, if I played the Globetrotters theme music coming back from a commercial break, that means you have to get out there and show your nifty ball handling skills.
Isn't that one of the,
little curly?
Yeah, curly Neal.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I bet you was a baller back in the day. I know football was your game, but I bet you could ball a little bit at the lunch hour.
A little bit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got some serious lunch hour ball games going. Me and my friends are back behind Mom and Dad's house. We had an 8-foot goal. We had some pretty good dunk games going on too. So
sounds like a tomahawk slam fest.
It was nice. It got pretty physical. Well, I mean, we talked about, you can have ugly games like at Perry, but that was because of physicality, and it was just one of those old school Big East games types. This has just been kind of ugly, right?
So this has been a big ugly game, not a Big East game, for sure. Under 2 minutes to go. Holden stepped on the line here right in front of the Hawks bench on the near steal. 35-25. Senators lead by 10. They've led by 11 on 4 different occasions, and by 12 moments ago at 34-22. Get it in safely. Chaplin leaves it off for Tutt. Cruz is pushed off twice on Holden. 3 ball off the mark, no good. Cruz comes up with the offensive rebound, and he'll be fouled. Foul's going to be on the floor. It's going to be a 1-4 high across the free throw line.
Chase, wasn't it?
Call it on Holden.
They call it on Holden. It was actually
third. Team foul number 6. Dribble drive take by Chaplin is good, and Coach Leedsman will burn another timeout. Chaplin's got 7. Make it 35-27, 8-point game. A minute, 36 seconds to play. Let's hear from El Camino Restaurant in Salem, and we'll come back with more right after this. You're listening to the Senators on Salem's 1220.
Start the new year with some free food from your friends at El Camino's in Salem. Come in and get a free taco Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. only. When you purchase any of our taco meals, you'll get an extra taco for free. Promotion valid online purchases or dine-in. Check out all the great meals and deals through the week at El Camino's in Salem. Follow them on Facebook or keep your radios tuned to WSLM for more great specials. Call 812-586-0199 or stop in at 403 South Main Street in Salem. Open 11 to 9 Sunday through Thursday and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays.
Out of the timeout, Senators turn it over, and it leads to a basket in transition for Tutt, who now has 6 in the ball game. It's turnover number 7 of the half, 15th of the game now for the Senators. That brings 3 coaches off the bench for the Senators. Minute 20 to go, 35-29. Press break in effect. Holden feeds ahead to Harrison. Double pump. Left the shot short. Rebound comes down, and now it's going to be a foul on the reach-in. Senators get bailed out again. I haven't liked a single call, I don't think, in this second half that's went for the Senators. I think that one was bad. 9th personal whistle against the Hawks.
1-1 for Harrison, where we're kind of struggling again. Just a 2-possession ball game with 1:09 to go.
Cruz picked up his 4th, team foul number 9, and Harrison throws a brick off the back iron. A hungry team on the road against a red-hot team, a team that struggled though offensively, letting a bad team stick with them. And underneath, it's yours, Coach.
Found a Desmond Jones on the block, pump fake, got Jake up in the air. Foul, going to the line for 2. Trying to pull within 4. 56.8 seconds to go. I don't know why we're pushing anyway, because let them foul us. They have to foul us. Now they don't.
That is a terrible sequence. That is just poor basketball. Infuriating. 35-30. First free throw was good for Jones. Got fouled from behind by Strange, his first of the night. Missed that one.
Jake got the rebound.
Jake pulls down the board, but then the Senators nearly turn it over. And Harrison's tied up. It's a jump ball. I thought they called a jump ball. I thought it should have been a jump ball again. They're going to call a reach in. Lordy.
So Jake got the rebound. Tried an outlet pass. It gets bounced around because instead of just, taking your time, he tries an outlet pass. It gets bounced around. 2 different guys deflected over to Harrison. He gets fouled.
Harrison hits the first. 2 of 4 on the night, right on his average. He's batting .500 from the stripe.
7 of 13 is what I got us from the line.
36-30, 49.1 on the clock. And second one's good for Harrison as well. 37-30.
They're going to call Parker with a foul.
What are we doing?
So we're going to give them a chance to score, but the clock stopped.
We have flatlined with our basketball brain. Absolutely flatlined. It's a nice way of putting out there what I really want to say.
Not playing smart. Maybe we're mentally fatigued as well. It seems like that the
that's
whole
true.
game long. People not wanting to shoot.
And a free throw.
No good, and we got it over the back.
Jones missed the front end of the bonus.
I'm not real sure
Okay,
who that is.
are my eyes deceiving me because there is no 23 on the JV?
And he was number 4 in the JV game. There's no 4 either.
Now we've stopped play.
Oh my gosh! This guy comes flying in from the three-point line, uses his shoulder to get up. Oh my gosh, and they called it on Harrison, I guess. I don't know. We don't even know who this person is. It is Angel for me. That's who I'm saying it is. That's not him, but
37-31, 47.7 on the clock. First free throw made, second one missed. Parker with the board, and they're going to foul Harrison. This has turned into an absolute train wreck of a final minute. Timeout.
43.8.
Connor Grimes is the name that Quad just gave, which should have been 31 on the JV, but was number 4.
Harrison.
Who's not even in the book, and now
3
he
in a
is.
row now.
First free throw's good, so it is 38-31, 43.8. And the second one long. 38-31, under 40 seconds to play. Prisner with it, gives it off to Tutt, to Chaplin, to Jones. He'll drive, take contact. Tutt underneath, goes up strong, couldn't get it, got his own rebound back up and in, and we'll have stoppage of play and a timeout. (38-33), 22 seconds to go. When did becoming a shot blocker become more important than a rebounder, Coach?
Yeah, that's
somebody answer that question.
He got the block. What's happening? Tutt has 4 offensive rebounds in this quarter alone. Their point guard. We're just not playing good. Like you said, this is not smart basketball, and it's not been aesthetically pleasing basketball either. What's the turnover?
19 for Valley in the ball game, and 15 for us.
34 turnovers combined.
Gonna keep it right here in the full timeout.
They're 2 of 5 from the line. We're 8 of 15, I think. I mean, it is just awful basketball tonight.
Let me just
sorry
say
if
this.
that offends anybody.
Well, no, because it's the truth. Let me just say this. A pretty wide range of emotions, from total exhilaration and just a thrilling
maybe all
night,
that factors into
Wednesday
it.
night, to
A
bad
last-second
basketball.
shot
And here's the
to
thing.
win a county rival, these games.
No, because I'm not expecting our guys to play perfect every night, but I expect this group to play smart, and we have been far from smart with the basketball tonight. Get it to Jake, ahead to Nash. Why even shoot it? Missed it. Pull it out, and then we fouled. Why?
Are you shooting the ball?
10.6, 38-33. We stopped the clock. No need to shoot that whatsoever. And now we're going to send Valley to the free throw line. If we lose this, we deserve to.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a major way. First free throw's good. 10 for Cruz.
4.
This one will make it a one-possession ball game, and the way we've shot free throws, asking for trouble. And that one's long. And they are going to call a rebounding foul on West Washington on the miss before the ball even bounced off of the rim. They're going to get Harrison with a clear out. And Harrison's going to foul out of this one. Senator fans have no reason to boo because, quite frankly, we should never be in this position to begin with. Harrison just needs to close the mouth and get off.
All we need now is a technical.
Get off the floor. Tut to the free throw line. Both teams in the double bonus. Tut has 8 in the ball game. And thankfully, they can't shoot a lick from the free throw line either. They're a 66% team from the stripe. But when you haven't shot any free throws to the closing minutes of the ball game, it really starts to turn the screws on you a little bit. That one's up, ain't good. 9 for Tut. 35.
Don't give up the ball.
35.
Do not pass the ball.
And Holden walk to the other end for the double bonus. Offense from defense for Coach Leitzman and the Hawks. Holden to shoot 2 free throws with 7.1 on the clock, 38-35. Got that one to go. He hasn't scored a basket. He's got 3 free throws, though, in this half. Got him.
Clutch.
40-35, 7.1 on the clock. Timeout for White. And it's a 30-second timeout for Coach Sullivan and his club. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Senators on 1220 WSLN.
When you're listening to IU Sports, you need to be locked in on WSLM 97.9 FM, your home for IU Sports.
You come up with an answer yet as to why we shoot a layup? You got one?
Why we miss a layup with 10.6 seconds to go? Why even shoot it? Yeah, because we're out of it tonight, physically
what did
and mentally.
Archie always say to Mike on All in the Family?
You're going to tell me,
Tut drives, his time expires,
well,
gets a layup.
on this one, 40-37.
40 to, I tell you what, Coach, I won't say the answer on air. I'll tell you when we go to break.
Meathead.
You got it. Oh, there's a reason why he called him that, too. Here we go. Take a break. We'll come back to begin our Ace Hardware of Salem Senator post-game wrap-up.
At American Family Insurance, we know your life has many moving parts, from your 4 wheels to your hard-earned